Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. A triangle has vertices at A, -3, 2, B, 4, 6, and C, 4, 1 in the coordinate plane. What is the area of the triangle? So since we're talking about area, how about we write the formula down for area of a triangle, which is area equals half of the base times the height. All right, to visualize the triangle, let's plot the points that they give us. A, left 3 up 2. Left 3 up 2, let's make a dot and put the letter A. B, over 4 up 6. To the right 4 and up 6. Put a letter B next to it. And C, over 4 up 1. All right, now I'm going to connect the points here. Let's connect them. Now, if you're in a Jamboard, you can just Google an image of a transparent line and rotate it and manipulate it to make a perfect line. All right, now, which line segment should we call the base of this thing? Now, do we have any lines that line up perfectly with the grid lines? And the answer to that question is yes. Line segment BC does line up perfectly with the grid lines, so we should use that for the base. So there's two ways we can figure out the distance or how long that line is. So we're looking at B and C, and the coordinates that are the same are the x's. So we would look at the y's, that those are the ones that differ from each other. And since they're in the same quadrant, the rule is to subtract the absolute values. So 6 minus 1 would give us 5. So the length of that line is 5. Now, if you don't understand anything about absolute value, then your backup plan would be to just count the units. See, that's 1 unit right there. You could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. All right, so that's the base. Let's write that down. Our constant is the half, and we're calling the base 5. Now we have to figure out the height. So I'm going to leave an empty space here for now. But remember, the height has to be perpendicular to the base. That means it has to form a 90-degree angle with the base. So I have this dotted line here, and I'm going to show how that's, regardless of where I put it, that would be perpendicular to the base, but you want to make sure it extends all the way to that opposite vertex. So this is a good spot to show the dotted line. How long is that dotted line? So we have a couple of approaches for how we could figure that out. One way is we can ask ourselves, what's the ordered pair for that point right there, and use the values that differ from each other and add the absolute values, or we could just simply count. So that's 1 unit right there. That purple line is 1 unit. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The height of it is 7. Let's write that down. All right, next. Since we have two even numbers, it's best to just go ahead and multiply, or I'm sorry, I meant to say odd. Since these are both odd numbers, when you have two odd numbers, rather than having an even number, it's best to just go ahead and multiply them together, and we would get 35. And then after that, take half of that. Now, on a calculator, the easiest way to take half of 35 is to put the 35 in first, hit the divide by button, and then hit divide by 2. So 35 divided by 2 is the same thing as taking half of 35. Now, if you wanted on your calculator to convert this to a decimal and put in 0 and 5/10 times 35, that would give you the same answer, but it's more buttons on your calculator. All right, now this would be square units. So you're going to finish that up on your calculators or do the algorithm for it. And you're going to put the word units with the exponent of a 2, or you can write out the word square units. And then if you're on the Jamboard, there's a box for you to type in your final answer.